Make sure to swallow real loud right into the mic.
Me?
I'm just kidding.
I came back as far as possible before I did that.
I'm giving you.
Oh, Archie just so
Hear
funny,
them?
Zach. Archie just so funny. Yes, I can hear them.
First Read Ultimate Spider-Man is filmed before a live studio audience. I love how we haven't even started yet.
Are you going to put all this preamble in there somewhere?
I hope not. All right, I'm serious. Okay. Welcome to the First Read Ultimate Spider-Man podcast, where we break down Bendis' iconic run on Ultimate Spider-Man, issues 1 through 160, and Earth 1610. I'm Zach, and with me as always is Baby New Year, John Opat.
That's great. Yep. How'd you come up with that one?
It's truly not good. I knew I wanted to do something New Year's.
Some of these actually have to do with me, and others don't. And
I know.
I like them all. I like them all equally.
I like the fact that it turns you into this like man of mystery because people don't know which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Yep. And my Baby New Year.
You weren't far off from being Baby New Year. Neither was I.
No, I wasn't. Yep. No, that's true. Zach, we just had a good bit of fun there before the recording started.
Yes.
And now that we're in the episode, I'm going to talk about it. So then you have to put it all in.
That's
making your job as editor more difficult.
You're like a chaotic host. You're like guerrilla warfare hosting.
Yep.
You always do this to me.
How's your day and week been?
Oh, that's it? You weren't actually going to talk about it? You're just referencing it? That was it?
Well, yeah. They can hear about it when you put it in.
My day and week have been something. So, like, I got 4 days off, for Christmas.
Nice.
It didn't feel like it at all because the first day off, I went to my extended family's Christmas. And
wait a second. So that means you should have got today off, or no? You got like Friday and Monday off?
I got Monday and Tuesday off.
And what's today? Sorry,
Wednesday.
Man, when I'm not going to work, the days just blend together.
You people that don't work, you loafers.
But Monday is Christmas, so of course you get that one off. So you really only got one extra day off. They only gave you one day off for Christmas.
I got Monday and Tuesday.
I don't count getting Christmas as getting a day off for Christmas.
Okay. Then I got
one day.
Christmas plus a day off.
That's brutal.
Yes. Well, it was even worse because... Sorry, I thought my cat was destroying my couch. It was even worse because, Saturday night, we went to my grandma's house for my, extended family's Christmas, and I didn't know it at the time, but my damn Uncle Barry showed up. He was like, we didn't think anything of it. His wife wasn't there, and we didn't think anything of it. And he's like, oh yeah, Jennifer's not feeling good. And so, surely, what does that mean? He's a carrier of whatever she's got. As soon as we left that night, me and Shiloh were like, hey, I don't feel too good. There's I'm getting a tickle in my throat.
Oh, I hate that.
We were so miserable Christmas Day. We, we soldiered through opening presents and then canceled the rest of our plans and, fell asleep and medicated.
Oh, no. But Shiloh made so much food.
We have the food in the fridge. We have to make it now. We have to figure out how to eat all this food now.
Oh, man. Was it COVID?
It was not COVID, but it hit like it. I think it was a cold. This is going to get gross.
It could have been the flu also.
It might have been because it kicked our asses. Mine didn't start in my throat and sinuses. It started draining into my stomach, so I was throwing it up. It was the worst.
Gross.
Yes.
Okay, so what was your favorite gift? Well, mine was good. I had a standard fun Christmas, My fourth grade basketball team just won the first game of the holiday tournament.
Let's go.
You can see I'm in my coaching gear here.
Yeah. You kind of look like Ted Lasso.
I've actually never seen that show, even though everyone has told me how much I'd like it.
Yeah, I haven't
know
seen
that
it
that's
either.
Probably a good look.
I'm just like any, like a stereotypical coach, like the happy coach is the Ted Lasso look.
Okay. But my week was good. Okay, so what was your favorite gift you got?
I knew this was coming because I bought it for myself, but I bought it with my wife's permission.
Love it.
Do you remember last year when I said I went to a music festival in Detroit?
You go to a lot of music festivals.
I do. I'm lucky to do that. I got my early bird ticket to do that again next year.
Is that all? So just every time you go to one, that's like a mini little Christmas gift from Shyla.
Kinda. It's a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or something.
Yeah. So what one did you get to go to? What's it called?
It's called Tied Down. It's just a hardcore festival in a little abandoned warehouse.
Sounds fun.
It is.
That sounds really fun for you.
I love the for you.
So is Shyla going with you?
Oh, absolutely not.
I didn't think so. So dude, you just go to these by yourself?
No, I have John. I have other friends.
Oh.
I mean, I have gone to some by myself, and I would, but I don't have to anymore, really, because like you meet other people. You go to enough shows, and you meet other people who also go to shows.
That's awesome.
And I have friends that
does sound really fun.
That I have gotten into it.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay.
Yes.
And that makes me feel better than you going to another state and just like joining a mosh pit on your own. Like, I don't like that. I don't know what these shows are like, Zach.
Dude,
I just know days, Shyla said you're not allowed to do any more stage jumps.
I'm not exaggerating. In 2019, I went to 3 festivals, okay? One was in Ohio, and I went alone, and I slept in my car. And then one was in California, and I went alone, and I slept on a stranger's couch.
Where was the first one?
Ohio,
and this one's California, and I went on a stranger's couch.
California,
which is somehow less safe than staying in your car. I would more likely stay in my car before I stayed on a stranger's couch.
And then later that year, the third one I went to was in Chicago, and I stayed with a stranger who I had never met before. And I've also gone to that exact same one, and I've slept in my car at the airport.
Is that the one where you like... This is just going to become a story time from Zach's. But... Okay, didn't you like really injure your head one time? Did I see a picture or something? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us.
That was in Louisville. That was LDB 2021.
And thankfully you were not by yourself for that one. Or were you by yourself for that one too?
I've never gotten like seriously hurt at a show that I've been alone at.
Okay.
Thank God.
That's good that at least it seems like you rein it in when you're by yourself.
Or just get luckier. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a split forehead and pretty serious concussion. And then I've also had...
was that the one that was on video? Because you also like sent me a video of you doing something outrageous. Is that when you got hurt?
I might have sent you the video of that. I don't know. I found it on TikTok.
You were like hanging off something, I think.
Hanging off?
Or maybe.
I don't know. There's a video of me hanging from rafters, but I didn't get hurt in that instance.
That's the one I think I saw. So
that was here in Indianapolis. That was the Hoosier Dome.
So that's what I was wondering. Okay, so that's not where you got hurt. Okay.
Brother, I do that all the time. That's a Wednesday.
Oh man!
And then, did I ever tell you about when I like destroyed my knee in the My Chemical Romance pit?
No,
at Riot Fest in Chicago. No. I did that right before we started this podcast. So we started filming like episodes early in November, December.
Oh my gosh!
Year.
Why do I? You know what? This is the reason that I know these stories. Are because last
Shyla
year,
brought it up.
last year, right before we started the podcast, we all went to Newfields together and walked around, and your knee hurt, and that's why we started talking about all of this.
She loves bringing this up to people to shame me in hopes that I stop doing this. But I'm like, I just need to work out more and be stronger so the next time I do
that's true. Yep.
My body can take it.
Yep.
That's literally my motivation for going to the gym.
That's awesome.
But yeah, my knee was turned 90 degrees sideways, pointing at my other knee.
Dude.
And they had to like stretcher me out of there, and they were so rough picking me up that it like.
Were you by yourself on this one?
I was by myself in the pit. I was not like staying by myself. I had other friends at the same festival. They just weren't nearby.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're lucky you didn't die. That's like how people are dying at these shows. They like fall down and like get trampled.
Yeah, that was like the one time that was maybe a possibility. But they were so rough picking me up, it popped right back into place. And then they like got me over the barricade and set me in like the little medical area and started dealing with other people who were like,
oh my gosh, I like hate
unconscious.
Stuff with legs. The image of it just like popped into my head. It gives me like shivers.
Dude, I started like having clarity because I was coming out of shock, and I was like, I am not paying for a hospital bill. And I'm like wiggling my toes one at a time. I'm like, okay, so I can do that and I can do that. And I just slowly got up and hobbled out of there and was on crutches for like the next 2 months.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is too much. I'm going to shame you into not going also. Webheads, write in and shame Zach into not going and doing this.
John, what's your most crazy concert story?
I'm not like a concert person at all. Gosh, what's like the last show I was at? I mean, I've been to a Taylor Swift one. Those get pretty rowdy, Zach, from the cheap seats.
Yeah. Do you laugh? You seen the video of her Brazilian fans like storming the floor?
No, I haven't.
That is something I would not want to be a part of, because there's at least like an etiquette to what I do. Those people look like they would rip your face out to like get closer to Taylor.
Yeah. You know, she was obviously always like an uber superstar, but I did go see her like back in college. So it was like before she was really the biggest person in the world, even though she probably still was the biggest person in the world. Her fans just weren't as rabid like you're talking about.
Yeah, now she's like a religious figure.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you like understood the difference that I was saying.
Oh, totally.
Okay.
She used to be like the girl that just played in Target, and now it's like this is the person who, you know, adults would go to war for.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you the last concert I went to. I don't know. I'm lame.
Was it Small Words?
It was not Small Words.
You remember that was the one I brought you to?
Oh, I don't think I would have said live music as a concert. I wouldn't have.
What?
But I guess you're actually right. So I do know who the last one I went to. It was at the Vogue, and it was Saved by the 90s. Have you ever like heard of them?
Is it like a cover band that does 90s songs?
Yeah, that doesn't. You got it, Zach. Wow, you hit the nail on the head there. But I'd actually seen them like years and years and years ago because I used to go to the Vogue, and they were really fun. And it was fun. It was an ugly Christmas sweater night. We didn't get too crazy, but we did have a lot to drink.
I've never actually been to the Vogue.
What? See, that's where I've been like a million times. But I wouldn't even consider that concerts.
Right. That's more of like a bar where the music is like secondary, right?
Where it's like, no, but it's just not it's a concert, I guess.
Okay. What do I know?
The bands playing it would probably say it's a concert, so
that's true.
I should also.
Okay. Very respectful. But the bartenders would say it's a bar first and foremost. So it's all a matter of perspective.
They might, yep. Should we get into this? The only real oh wait, you didn't even ask me what my favorite gift was.
Oh my god, what was your favorite gift, John? I am so sorry.
It's okay. Have you seen The Righteous Gemstones?
No. That's the Adam Sandler movie, right?
Oh my God. No.
No, that's Uncut Gems.
That's the Adam Sandler movie. Yep.
I'm so uncultured. I'm sorry.
No, it's the show with the character named Baby Billy, played by Walter Goggins, who I named Baby Billy after. And it's like the funniest show on TV.
Is it the show about like the megachurch people?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God,
I should
it's so
watch
funny.
That.
You should. It's on HBO. And my sister-in-law and my brother got me a shirt for Baby Billy with like Baby Billy's face on it. And he's like a religious kind of like pastor also. And he's got like light shining behind him. And it's just like a perfect picture on the shirt for Baby Billy. And it's pretty awesome. So it's my favorite.
I love that. I love pet gifts.
Yep. I also got a really nice milk frother for lattes, which is amazing.
No, you're a big coffee guy. That's awesome.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
I've actually downgraded my coffee. I've started saving money by just drinking what they make at my work.
I can dig it. Some days I just do the teacher's lounge Folgers.
Yeah. You have a refined taste, but you can also be a man of the people.
Definitely.
Cool. So,
should we go into it? We're 18
minutes in. Yeah, let's just break the bad news here.
But you did have a lot of good things to mention early on, I think. So
I guess if you think that's good content. So, if you're here for us to talk about Bendis' iconic run on Ultimate Spider-Man, we're not exactly doing that this episode. This is more of a celebration of the last year of this podcast.
So this is a perfect episode to not even get into for 18 minutes.
Just skip it, honestly. We suck. No, it's this is our birthday episode. This is the New Year's Day episode. We're going to do a year in review. We're going to talk about the highs and lows as we see them of what we've covered so far. And you know what? I know we said we'd do an issue today, but we've been on a tear. We deserve a little break.
I think I mentioned in the last episode that we would not be doing an issue.
And I think I pushed back on that and have since seen the light.
But Zach had to work today. So
yeah, I asked John yesterday about potting, and he's like, "Ooh, it's not really good for me." And I'm like, "Aren't you on winter break?"
So we had 10 categories. Have you done the ad break yet, Zach?
Every business says they're better, but the ones that earn and display the BBB seal back it up. It instantly identifies businesses that are committed to operating with integrity, honoring promises, and telling the truth. Makes you wonder why every business doesn't have it. So look for it, because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Just did it.
Just throw it in. Okay. So we've got 10 specials, or 10 categories here. And I couldn't remember which ones I was supposed to give multiple nominations for. So I pretty much just gave multiple nominations for all of them. But you can tell me how many I'm supposed to give, and I'll just give that amount, Like, I'm ready if I have to give 2. I'm ready if I have to give 4, which I know I don't.
Yeah, that was excessive. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. And listeners, I think you should write down the categories and send in yours, because I'm interested in what other people have to say here. I know you aren't, Zach. You're only interested in what I have to say. But I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, it's true. I only invited him onto the show. He's inviting all of you.
Yes.
All right, so we ready to start?
Definitely.
Okay, so number 1, favorite cameo hero. So this
should we build to the biggest question? Like, what do we think the biggest one is? Because that should go last, right?
Well, I put them in an order where one of us gets 2 nominees and the other one gets the final vote.
It's fine. It's fine. It just won't be like the Oscars. They always do like best actor at the end. Or best
Well, who's
movie,
to say
you know?
what's the best?
That's why I was just going to have us decide what's the best, and we'd put it at the end.
I'm curious. What do you think is the best award?
I would say probably the biggest award. I'm not saying it's the best, but the biggest would just be favorite story arc. Right? That's like that should be like the end.
Yeah, I would have said that too. So let me do this. That is an even number. So let's just
probably
replace...
favorite cameo hero should be the second to last one. Because that's like best actor. Then it's like best actor, best movie, you know.
Okay, so that works out because that's an odd and
odd and the other one's an even.
Okay, so
there you go.
That's the new 9 and 10.
Okay.
All right. So
should I start with favorite side character? And we'll just push that to like number, or do you just want to switch them? Let's just.
So that favorite side character is now.
I'll tell you what. Let's just. We're on one here.
We were so ready for this. Okay, so
10 doesn't become 2. 10 becomes 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so...
All right, who's still here listening?
I've cut all this out.
See, Zach was worried that we weren't going to have a long enough issue to that episode today without the comics to read.
What are you talking about?
I don't think you're worried about that anymore.
In their minds, we just came back from the commercial break.
Okay, I'll let you decide.
All right, so number 1, least terrible Ultimates member. So this was one where you submit 2 nominees and I submit 1. Okay? So
should I go first, then you go, and then I go
again? Say your 2 nominees.
Well, let's go 1 and then 1 and then 1. For a little back and forth.
Well, I want to see if we have the same one.
Okay.
And that's
because
the winner.
Then you might nominate. Oh, okay.
So I want to know the honorable mentions.
I want to talk about these. I don't have an answer. I want us to discuss the 3 nominees and choose who the. So my nominees were Iron Man and Captain America. Okay. But I was also thinking Wasp could be a nominee, but she barely got edged out by Iron Man and Captain America.
I feel like you're talking about the MCU Iron Man, Captain America.
Well, I don't remember all of the stories as much as you do. Like, I've only read them all once, you know?
I mean,
so that's why I need you to be like, well, here's what Iron Man did. Here's what Captain America did. Why? Who's your nominee?
I just don't think this Ultimate Tony Stark is very interesting hardly ever. Like, I think the most interesting he seemed was...
But is he terrible? Because he's like a good guy, right? And he's using his money to do good.
I don't want to say...
And, you know, he doesn't, like, kill any innocent people, so he's, like, pretty good as far as Ultimate members go, you know?
I mean...
And Captain America is, like, always on the right side, right? He was, like, giving Nick Fury what for a couple times. So... That's where That's where my answer comes from.
I'm not arguing against Captain America. I'm arguing against Iron Man. He's also a billionaire. He's a crummy billionaire.
You can't. What are you going to blame Tony Stark for capitalism? He doesn't make the laws. I mean, he does because he's a billionaire under capitalism. But you know,
it's like saying, "Are you going to blame Jeff Bezos for capitalism?"
But are you? I mean, you know. I don't want to be on the side of advocating for billionaires. So can you go on to your nominee?
My nominee is Janet Pym.
Okay.
She was the only one who felt like a real human being. Like, even at Steve Rogers' like best, he still felt like someone was trying to write a Captain America comic. Janet actually felt like a person who could be smart, who could be funny, who, you know, tried to make the right decisions. Like, she wasn't like, you know, she's not just a superhero. Like, she came across as, I don't know. I'm not super. proud of any of the Ultimates, but like she seems like the obvious answer to me.
So maybe she's the most obvious answer because like the most terrible thing happened to her, apart from all the innocent people getting killed.
I don't even think it's just that. Like, I mean, we're also farther away from the Ultimates.
Isn't she also kind of like, I don't know. I feel like she had some not so positive moments also, but I couldn't really think of them. So I'm okay giving her the award. I'm not, she was like almost my nominee, but I decided to go with Iron Man and Captain America. But if I were voting, my vote would be for Captain America, but you can pick. If we want to do Wasp, I think she's a fine recipient.
Okay, we're going to do the democratic thing here, because Captain America would have been my honorary mention. We're going to give it to him, okay? So
why is he getting it instead of Wasp?
Because he was close, and because you feel stronger. If Wasp had been... You don't think you do?
I don't think I feel strong. I mean, I think we both feel equally strong. That we don't really care that much.
Okay, so is the democratic option to give it to Wasp?
Well, I think actually the democratic option is probably to give it to Captain America because he was my first choice, and
That's what I'm saying.
Wasp was my third choice, and Wasp was your first, and Captain America was your second. So
that's what I was saying. By the ranked choice voting method.
Yep.
Which is the best way to hold elections.
Yes, as we
it would
know
be Captain
it
America.
Is. Yep. Okay. And maybe
I'm not even kidding.
If Captain America was president, Tony Stark wouldn't be a billionaire. Is all I'll say.
That's a fun little
brain exercise.
Universe inside joke. What if Captain America was president?
Does he become president in this
universe? How crazy would that be if in like 10 years of publication time they decided to go down that route?
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
And everyone is socialist.
I don't think that's what happened, but we can dream.
Okay, what's our second? So Captain America wins it. Should we write it down?
Yep, I just wrote it down. Cap wins.
Cap wins. Okay, I'm going to put his name in bold here. Least terrible Ultimates member. Good job, Captain America. Yeah, I think he did a good job. He punched Hank Pym. He punched Nick Fury. He was always punching guys that he didn't like. You love a guy that just punches people when they disagree with them.
It's the time-tested way to deal with your problems. You know,
yeah.
616 Cap punched Hitler. This one didn't get the chance, but you just know he would have.
Yeah, he would have. Definitely.
He punched that Nazi alien, and that was close enough.
He just socked him.
Love it. All right, John, you want to MC number 2?
Okay, so number 2 is favorite side character, right?
Yes.
Okay, so favorite side character. So in this one, I only get one.
You get one, but you get the rubber stamp vote.
Okay.
And if yours is the same as one of mine.
We're not really doing it that way. We're more doing it by ranked choice voting.
But if someone just is on my list that's not on your list, and there's no way to rank it, you get the final say.
Okay.
So I already forgot how I laid out the rules for this one. I don't know. Does Mary Jane count as a side character, or is she the co-main character?
I almost think this should just say favorite character, because otherwise I think everyone apart from Peter is definitely a side character. But also, if Pete, there's really no category on here for Peter to win. So, maybe we should just stick him in this one.
You want to stick him in this one and make him the obvious winner?
Well, he still want to be on my. No, I mean we can just do side character.
Okay,
we'll do another. How about we do another category at the end? Category number 11. It'll be best Spider-Man.
I love it.
Okay,
watch him still not win that.
Yeah.
So if Mary Jane counts, then my 2 nominees are Mary Jane and J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that's a good one. Mary Jane and J. Jonah Jameson. Okay. So the way I think of it, it's like the character that every time you see him, like your face like lights up because there's like a panel with them on it. So I said I have Kong in here as a side character, and I actually have J. Jonah Jameson as my best barely used character. So there's a little like, is he a side character? Is he a barely used? I think you could use so much more of J. Jonah Jameson. That's why he's in my best barely used. So, I'm okay with him taking the win here if we want to give it to J. Jonah Jameson.
You know what's funny? I wrote down honorary mentions on all of these in case it needed to be like a tiebreaker or a conversation starter or something. I did give my honorary mention for favorite side character to Kong.
Yeah. He's just a treat whenever he's in a story. I also do have Gwen Stacy here as an honorary mention. She was my second choice.
I thought about Gwen as well. The problem with her isn't that she's a great character. It's that she wasn't used as a great character a lot towards the end. There was like a big stretch of like 20 issues where they just didn't give her anything to do. And I thought that was a shame.
And it's almost too bad that like one of her best story arcs where she's like finding out who Peter is and putting all the pieces together, she's just like immediately killed off, isn't she? Like, doesn't she only have a couple issues where like her and Mary Jane and Peter all know that Peter is Spider-Man before something happens to her?
Yeah, we got that great scene of them all like lounging on his bed together like teenagers.
And that was like the issue that they killed her, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was the issue, but it was like the last time that we saw them all interact together, and that just breaks my heart. It was just so good.
Bullshit. Should we give it to Gwen just for the heck of it here? No, you've got the vote. So who are our official votes? Kong, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, and J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah.
I'll let you decide.
What? No. Dude, it's your burden.
I think J. Jonah Jameson is barely. Should we let's give it to J. Jonah Jameson. He's definitely the best character out of all of those guys. So I think we give it to J. Jonah Jameson.
If you want to give him unsung hero, if you think it's close, and you want to give side character to Mary Jane or Gwen,
no,
I think that's fair.
He's the best side character.
Okay.
J. Jonah Jameson.
All right. Stamp it in.
He's the best character, Zach.
He's the only one standing up to the menace Spider-Man.
Yeah. That was good. You got a good JJJ.
Well, good. I have that to fall back on if everything else in my life goes wrong.
Okay, so number 3, best barely used character. Now, I'm going to remove J. Jonah Jameson here. Because he's already got to win. So if you have 2 options, you can do 2. But my barely used character I have here is Swamp Thing.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is so good.
I remember really liking him in that one issue, and we just never see him again.
My God, that is like what this award is for. That exemplifies it, because I had already forgotten that we saw him, and I loved him too.
Yeah.
Mine might not actually be a barely used character. It's the Enforcers, which we already see a lot of them. I just wish we saw more.
You know what, Zach? I even when I was doing this one, I thought about the Enforcers, and I was like, we see them an awful lot, though, And they might show up here in a later nomination. So,
yeah. Did you have another option? I mean, Swamp Thing obviously wins, but did you have another?
I had Jay. Is it Swamp Thing or is it Man Thing? Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, I think it's Swamp.
Oh,
Thing,
yeah, you're right. It is. It is Man Thing.
Know. Well, that just shows that we need to see him more.
That's our bad, listeners. That was a Bush League mistake, and you won't get that out of us again.
At least we caught it.
Yeah, that's good.
I had J. Jonah Jameson as my other one. So I'm down to give it to Man Thing.
Okay, I had
Did we even find out like who he is? Is he like someone's dad or something, or maybe that was just because he was in the issue with Lizard? Yeah, we don't even find out who he is. He just like touches Lizard and heals him, and he's like drawn really cool with sad eyes.
Came and healed him and then split. He's like living his best life somewhere now, probably
in the swamp.
I hope so.
Okay, so is that the winner? Is Swamp Thing the winner?
Man Thing.
Damn it. And JJJ wins the other one. Okay. All right. So favorite. Oh no, that one goes last. So we substitute it with biggest distraction.
Okay. So
this is what has distracted us and gotten us off topic. Do we think the most out of anything?
Yes.
I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. What you think it is.
So my two nominees are the Peyton Manning era Colts and door-to-door sales.
Oh man, door-to-door sales is a really good one. That like might take it because in the last episode, I feel like we talked about it, and I was thinking like, man, we've talked about that like 4 episodes in a row.
It just applies to so much in life, both ironically and like unironically.
And dude, you know, I think about it all the time also because today driving 30 minutes away to this basketball game, guess what? I'm still driving down streets that I like have memories like knocking on doors, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm pretty sure I like knocked on doors out here. You know, like it's just. I had fun doing that job, Zach. We always complain about it, but it was fun doing it. You know,
one of those things that will genuinely change you as a person, and in some ways, it's for the better. Like I lost so much money in that job. I genuinely lost my apartment and had to move in with some family members for a little bit. But also, recently I interviewed for a job interview that I definitely should not have been given. And I just used all of the jargon that they teach you in door-to-door sales training. And they're like, oh my God, are you available for a second interview?
That's hilarious. Yeah, you do learn some life skills, but you have to apply those elsewhere. You can't. Yeah.
I'll say this, I actually would recommend the experience for like a summer for a college kid who does not need the money. Yeah.
You also do learn how to just like smile and laugh everything off.
Yeah, it'll make you stronger.
Yeah, definitely mentally stronger. Okay, that like has to be the winner. Look, we've already got off track again talking about it. I said our cats or Peyton Manning, but I think door-to-door sales is definitely the winner there.
Okay, we're locking it in.
Yep. That's great. If any listeners ever do that kind of stuff, or even like interview, if you ever interview for a job and you leave the interview going, I'm not really sure what those guys do. They do door-to-door sales.
If they ever use the words, we do marketing wherever our client is most comfortable, oftentimes in their homes.
If they're just like pushing $100,000 a year job on you, and they're like, you'd be perfect for this, it's door-to-door sales. You know, trust me.
And it's not really $100,000 a year. Yeah, certainly not your first year.
Okay, so is this number 5? Look at this, we're moving through these.
So
biggest goofball?
Yep. So this one's yours to MC.
So I get 2 here? Okay. Yep. I'm actually going to give 3. Okay. because I just thought of a third. So the two that I wrote down were Kong and the Enforcers. But I'm going to add a third, and I'm actually going to add Flash, because I think Flash is a bigger goofball than Kong is. You know, Kong is just like Kong, you know. He's just himself. Flash is a goofball. He's just getting into hijinks, you know.
He's the bad influence on Kong.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't say either of my two. I said, where am I? Oh, I said Nick Fury. First and foremost, biggest goofball.
He is a goofball.
And then my honorary mention was the Shocker, or as Peter calls him, the Vibrator.
I like almost, the Shocker was on my like short list of people I was thinking about. But you know why he didn't get mentioned? Because I don't even remember him enough to like. I know that the Shocker always gets beat up, but I don't like remember anything about him or what he does.
That's true.
Okay.
You know who else I just realized?
Who?
Those people on rollerblades that just kept saying twice as sweet as money earned.
Twice as sweet as money earned. Dude, those guys are probably the biggest goofballs.
They were goofers.
I think it's either Nick Fury, who is a goofball, or the Enforcers, or I will do the skater punks also. I'm willing to give those two.
I was joking about them, but I think the other two are more than deserving.
Okay, so who do you think? You got the final vote. The Enforcers or Nick Fury?
I got to give it to Nick Fury.
I think that's a good choice. He's a huge goofball.
He's just so incompetent and says the weirdest things in social situations.
He's just not funny though. Like a goofball is funny.
Nick Fury's
just incompetent.
He's funny in like the way that Donald Trump is funny. Like he just will say the wrong thing
Donald Trump
in spectacular fashion. Like what was
Donald Trump is funny.
They like had just saved the world or something, and he starts talking about like Captain America's sex life or something. Like
they shot they shot some terrorist, and Donald Trump came up and gave a speech for like 20 minutes about how like the guy like died like a dog and was like crying, and that is objectively hilarious presidential behavior.
Does that not sound
to just do like a tight 20 after a terrorist assassination?
Does that not sound like something this Nick Fury would also do though?
But would Nick Fury know he's being funny? I don't know. I mean, you're right. Nick Fury, Nick Fury does have some good jokes. When you were saying he makes some jokes, he's got some good jokes sometimes.
I don't think either of them know they're being funny. I don't think the intent of Donald Trump is to be funny. I think he means to be taken seriously, and then it comes across as funny because it's so goofy, and that's what Nick Fury does.
Probably. Okay, I'm fine giving this to Nick Fury.
It feels bad that the Enforcers didn't win anything.
I know they're not gonna get a win here.
You know what? But to be nominated is just so special anyways. Like
and it is very the Enforcers to not win anything.
Yeah, that's true. And it's very Nick Fury to fail upwards.
That is true.
Okay. Cool. So
which is what he's doing, because he's winning an award for being so incompetent.
He's not actually the goofiest. It's the fact that his goofiness is weighted against the fact that he should be better.
Yeah.
What are we at now? Biggest piece of work?
Biggest piece of work.
Okay, so for this one, we already know we have 4, basically. We have to narrow down the 4.
Osborne, Gillette, Doc Ock, and Hank Pym. So I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? You knock someone off first, and then I'll knock someone off.
I'm knocking off Doc Ock.
Okay. Do we get a discussion here? Can we change the rules of how we do this?
You hated that.
That's who I had as my biggest piece of work. That is who I had as my nominee. Because Doc Ock just like kills randomly. He rang a dude's doorbell and then just like killed him and his family. It was a big house. The guy probably had a family, probably had kids. Then we saw that family at the airport. They're dead. You know, it takes a pretty big piece of work to just walk around murdering innocent people versus just like dispatching them, you know.
I get it. So my criteria, me personally, what freaks me out in a comic book is not like a traditional comic book villain. It's like someone that's a real person and is just evil. Like just downright like a bad human being in a realistic way. Like if you make them abusive to their kids, their wife.
Okay, so who's your number one? Because they might others. Who's your number? We don't have to do the eliminating. So who's your nominee?
I had it between. Where was it? I had it between Gillette and Hank Pym, because those feel like real life pieces of work. This isn't like a piece of fiction anymore. Yeah. Those guys are out there.
It's interesting that neither of us had Osborn on. He must still be fine in our book.
He can be redeemed.
Yeah. And it seems like he cares about Harry. So
to some degree.
And he cares about Peter to some degree.
He cares about both of them in the sense that he thinks their DNA belongs to him.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I have Gillette on there as my like. They were my two nominees, Doc Ock and Gillette, because Gillette, you are right. Gillette is just like a normal guy who has stayed on our piece of work wall like the entire run, because I'm sure we both don't forget that he used his kids as like a human shield unknowingly to them.
You have to be so bad,
which I guess rubbed both of us the wrong way.
Yeah, it's incredible. You have to be so bad to not have powers and only appear in like one issue and still stick around in our minds as like being such a piece of work.
But Doc Ock killed multiple kids. So, that's where mine comes from. I was thinking of the kids.
Yeah, he does. I'm not like, there's a reason they're all on the Mount Rushmore, but that's also, it can be like cartoon violence, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay giving it to Gillette.
Okay. Marking it down.
Wow. Good job, Gillette. And he's dead, right?
Oh, he's super dead.
Okay. Right on. Punisher killed him? Because Daredevil wouldn't do that, probably.
Yeah, he killed him in prison.
Let's go! Get fucked.
Street justice.
Okay. Scariest villain.
Okay. So this is not necessarily like evil, like piece of work. This is just, oh man, this guy's trouble.
Scariest is a subjective word.
Okay. That's true. What are you thinking?
You want me to do? I do two? I wrote down two.
You get two.
I said Carnage. Because that was that'd be a very off-putting and scary villain. It like takes the form of like, people, and I just didn't like it. And then obviously it killed Gwen. So, and I think we even talked about this, but there was something like upsetting about it that there wasn't even someone that Peter could like go after, like it was just a thing. It wasn't like a person that justice could be served to. So I said Carnage, and then my second one was Nightmare. Because, Aunt May marrying the Green Goblin, and it wasn't like Kong making out with Mary Jane or something, or what something was happening, or
I think it was
maybe like Doc Ock, or I don't remember all the different things, but that Nightmare issue, I remember that one was pretty good, so I said him also.
That's a good choice. Yeah, I like that. How can you get scarier than a nightmare?
Yep.
I went pretty basic. I said Green Goblin and Doc Ock, but I actually like both of your options better. I think I'd be okay giving it to Carnage because I think he was on my short list too.
I think Carnage is the winner.
And I think at the time we described him as like a force of nature. Like that kind of goes to what you were saying. Like he can't be reasoned with. You can't get revenge on him.
Yeah.
It just kind of is there and is a danger.
And he is really the only villain that like caused lasting damage, you know?
Kind of.
I'm probably forgetting stuff, but I don't
the
think
guy
anyone
that
else has like died.
Ben
Anyone else? Okay,
sorta
but we
did.
didn't even like see that. That was like before the series.
He doesn't
basically.
matter.
No. Favorite character that doesn't matter: Uncle Ben and his killer.
All right, so now we're on to favorite bonus issue. So anything not from Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
I said Mary Jane and Black Cat Unlimited. That's like
that was a good one.
First and foremost for me. That's it. That's my number one. And then I said the Spider-Punk origin story that we read. It was Jed McKay.
Man, I liked him so bad. My memory is just like, did we read that whole thing? I thought we just read like a part of it.
It was a short story. It was like part of like an anthology comic. There was other stories in there. So this one was only like 11 pages.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. I said, I mean, it'd be so easy here to say the Daredevil Punisher. Like if we're just talking about bonus issues, it'd be easy to just say that one, but I don't know. Maybe that comes up later on. So I said the later. Super Bowl special because I love that one. I love the football episode, the football issue. I just thought that one was so fun. Spider-Man goes and helps some kids play football, and then there's like two like intergalactic beings like watching, betting on the game. That is hilarious. So that's my favorite bonus issue.
Okay. So this is kind of.
So do I get the vote? Do I get the vote?
This is the first one.
Like, I don't want yours to win.
I don't think in a million years that was as good as Spider-Man Black Cat and Mary Jane Beyond, but it is your vote. You get the rubber stamp.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's almost like there's like two intergalactic beings watching us betting on what we'll do.
I just realized both of my nominees were written by Jed McKay.
Were they?
Yeah, same writer.
What was your other one? It was Black Cat, and then it was
Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk. Okay, I'm not doing Spider-Punk. That was not even a full issue. So the question is the Black Cat and Mary Jane one. That one was fun. They broke in. They went to the gangsters. That was pretty awesome. She did the fake Black Cat. You know, she like dressed up as Black Cat and like totally got that dude. That was pretty awesome. Man, I do really like the football episode or the football issue. What am I going to do, Zach? I think I have to give it to the football issue. Let's go. Sorry. That one was too much fun. And I bought it, so I own that one. So it's got a special place in my heart, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It wouldn't have been a real awards show if there wasn't a clear winner that got snubbed. So this is fine. It's fine.
It's fine, everyone. Okay, so we've got... Oh, we already did least terrible Ultimates member. So
that, go back up. It's time for favorite cameo
hero. Do we only have
hero.
2 left?
We have 2 left.
This is sad. Okay, favorite cameo hero.
I'm so glad we didn't try and smush this at the end of an episode where we already did issues.
Dude, I was thinking that we can make this.
You were so right.
Okay, do you want to give yours first? Do I give mine first?
You give yours first.
Okay, so because Man-Thing already won, I will boot him from my favorite cameo hero nominees. And I am either going to say Daredevil or I'm going to say Iron Man from the Iron Man team up. Because I was looking back at that one, and he's pretty fun in that. He's given some good Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark snark to the Latvian guy, and he's doing cool finger points. And him and Spider-Man have some like good panels that they like redo in the Spider-Man movie with Iron Man like years later. So I think I would probably go with Iron Man as my favorite cameo hero. That would be my number one, and Daredevil would be my number two.
I like that. I like that reasoning, that it wasn't even like Ultimate Six or whatever. It was that.
No, it was from the
team
up. It was from the Marvel team up issues. Yep.
You know, that's near to my heart because I actually had those specific issues as a kid and still have them. So I feel that, but I said Human Torch is my number one, and Daredevil was my honorable mention.
Okay, so Human Torch, when he just came in,
yeah, his little arc that he got going to their school.
Okay, remind me, what all happens? He just like
lights
a fire at the bonfire, and then he like runs away, and he like talks to Liz Allen or something.
Yeah, and him and Peter save people from a burning building.
Yeah, so what happens there? Who's the bad guy?
There is no bad life. I don't know, man. The stresses of being a teenager. Go listen to the episode. Who's the bad guy?
But they do. So they just jump in and save a burning building, and then that's your favorite.
The character, the arc.
We had a full 16 issues of Marvel team up. And you're going to say your favorite cameo hero was from the like 2 arc series where he's like afraid to talk to Liz Allen?
Okay, he also had that great bit in the Ultimate Spider-Man Super Special where he's like talking to Peter and he's like, hey, there's not that many of us superheroes. Like, if you ever want to hit me up, we'll go to a baseball game or something and talk about this. That's fine. Like, he has been cool when he showed up.
Okay. It's your vote, Zach. You got it. All right, it sounds like our nominees are... did I only have one? Yeah, I only had one for this one, right?
We were both fine about Daredevil, so I think I'm giving it to Daredevil.
But he was neither of our number ones.
Well,
my number one was Iron Man, and your number one is so it almost feels like doing Daredevil is kind of like what is it when
the lesser of two evils?
No, when the award committee gives it to like the heroes that everyone should win, it's like this is just who should win, versus like who was actually the best. Like if you think Johnny Storm's the best and I think Iron Man's the best, one of those guys should win, right?
John, I'm trying to celebrate the beauty of compromise. This is how every U.S. president of our lifetime has been picked.
I guess I didn't realize that that the award was second favorite cameo hero.
Well, you laughed at my suggestion. You straight up laughed at it. That wasn't even a realistic choice to you.
So whose vote is it? I just voted on the Super Bowl special, and you laughed at that one. So
it's
therefore,
my vote.
This is your chance to get me back. It's your vote.
I don't want to get you back. I'm trying to give it to who we both like, and you're razzing me about it. I feel like this is like this is like reverse psychology. You've put it in my brain now that Human Torch is an absolutely unacceptable choice. You've also put it in my mind that I'm weak for choosing Daredevil. It feels like you're trying to get me to like turn all the way around and choose Iron Man, which I'm not going to do.
That'd be awesome. Now that would be some psychological warfare.
I'm not doing it. It's Daredevil.
No, I was trying to get you to choose Human Torch because so you could feel better about me choosing the Super Bowl special.
Oh, I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you?
But if you want to give it to Daredevil, then he was my second, so I'll give it to Daredevil. He was a great cameo hero.
Yeah, I'm going to take the high road.
Okay, thank you for taking the high road. Okay, so number 10, this Daredevil's really going to come home the big winner of the night, I think, because the last category is the favorite story arc. So, do I get 2 here, and I get the or you get 2, and I get the final vote?
I get 2, and you get the final vote.
Okay.
So, I'm glad you keep saying it. I have not mentioned it once. I feel like I'm always the one who's championing this arc. I know John shat on the art style of Bill Sienkiewicz when we first looked at it.
It was kind of hard to know what was going on, right?
I bet if you looked at it again,
go back into it?
You would probably like it more now.
Probably. Now that I'm a seasoned comic reader.
Yes. It's the Daredevil and Punisher arc from Ultimate Team Up.
Okay, so what exactly happens in it?
Honestly, not much. Like, it's just really beautifully written.
It's the one with Gillette.
Yes. It shakes out like this. Punisher is in prison. He is killing all the people that he's found out are responsible for killing his family, which are like dirty cops that were working with the mob. He escapes. He starts hunting down the ones that are out there. Gillette is like the last one left, and that was like his partner, his best friend, the one who actually pulled the trigger. He's definitely going to die. Daredevil finds out and tries to intercept him and save Gillette. And he's like telling Punisher, you don't have to do this, you know.
That's when Spider-Man jumps in and ruins everything, and Gillette gets away.
Ruins everything. Gillette gets away. Punisher gets arrested, and then the cops put Gillette in the same cell as Frank Castle, and they say, "Hey, Frank, you've still got some friends in the force. Remember that." And it's implied that he kills Gillette. So really,
Daredevil really doesn't even do much.
He kind of fails, yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks really cool doing it. Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
But it just
that's a great one.
Beautiful art and is super well written.
Okay, I said,
and then hold on, I get another one.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get 2. That's right, you get 2.
The other one was, and I feel like this is worth celebrating as well, so I want to kind of talk about it, is like the
Fantastic Four one written by Herbert Mooney or whoever it is.
Jim Mafood. You've said his name enough on this pod. You should know it. We're not going to be mean to Mr. Mafood again.
I nominated for him for an award. He's the goofiest character.
Uh-huh. I don't know that this arc actually has a name, but I just keep calling it The Goblin Returns. It's the arc where the Goblin returns. I just always feel like that is kind of the turning point in the series where it starts to get more serious. The kids start to realize that, like, maybe they're in danger. Maybe Mary Jane's in danger. She kind of de-romanticizes the idea of Spider-Man.
Is this like the one where she gets thrown off the bridge, or the one after she gets thrown off?
It's the one where she gets thrown off the bridge. There's all this great buildup and tension between Peter and Norman. You get the circles thing, which ends up paying off when you kind of see that it's showing you how he's perceiving things and like what he's talking about. I love that arc. I always have loved that arc. Yeah. I think it kind of falls off in quality thereafter a little bit, so that's almost like the capstone of the early years of the series.
That was definitely a good one. Okay, I said anything with Kingpin. I can't really remember exact arcs, but I'm sure he had some good stuff in there. And then I said Daredevil. Obviously, it'd be so easy to just be like Daredevil. But I was trying to think of like another actual arc that I really liked, and I said the arc with Doc Ock where they kind of do the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you have to give it to the Daredevil series. I think probably if we even went back, that's where our highest rated issues would be. So that'd be my vote.
I think that's fair. I like that. This series, if it sounds like we're having trouble naming good arcs, it's because they're all good. There's not really stinkers. There's not duds. But I mean, you get this when you listen to the episodes. It's a lot of like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10s, which is better than 99.9% of long comic book runs you'll ever find.
Yeah. And
it's
I also have a
consistently
terrible memory.
Good. Yes,
so...
and bad.
So my answers end up being anything with Kingpin is the best arc.
Yeah, so the ones we just named are like just the best of the best. These are compliments, not insults.
You know what was a really fun read was the Ultimate Six. That was a good one, but
you like that?
Should have showed up when they went to his house, and he should have been 6. It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm wondering? So, Peter makes 6. There's actually only 5 villains. Yeah. There was only 5 villains in the last Spider-Man movie. They could have so easily made that Sinister Six. If you weren't going to do that, they could have somehow tied it back to that series.
Yeah.
It just seems weird whenever you don't do a Sinister Six.
They probably could have very easily. They're like Doctor Strange and like Wong are talking or something because Doctor Strange is in it, or Doctor Strange is talking to someone, and the person's like, "There's 5 people on the loose. We need to watch out for," right? And Peter's like helping the other villains because for the whole movie, he's like trying to help them, and Doctor Strange would be like, Peter makes 6, and then all the comic book nerds could themselves because they'd be like, it's fucking Sinister Six.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I wish they would have done something like that.
I know, that would have been awesome. Yeah. I'm a comic book nerd.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's like dozens.
Love it.
All right. I think this was a good year of comic books, if you ask me.
The years that we're looking at?
No, the past year we've done. It was a good year of comic books.
Yeah, that we're okay.
Year of reading comic books.
I was going to say, what are you reading that's like coming out in 2023? But I get you. What we have done.
We're doing a year in review.
Yeah, okay. Fair. Love it. You a big New Year's resolution guy?
That was the one thing I had after we finished up. The one thing I had was I thought, we could maybe end on saying what our New Year's resolutions are.
So you got to
go first? You want to go first?
We were both just being so polite, waiting for the other one. We're like Canadian drivers. I didn't used to be a resolution guy, and then last year I just started, and I was like, I want to start a band. I want to do this podcast. I want to stick with it.
Nice.
I want to write more, and I want to go to the gym. And I had some mixed results on those. I haven't started a band. The podcast has easily been the most successful thing I've done. I wrote a little bit, but I'm not happy with it. I need to do more.
Writing books or writing songs?
No, like short stories or just whatever. Like practice for writing fiction.
Yeah.
And then, the gym. Yeah, mixed results with that. I was going every day for maybe the first quarter of the year, and then I got sick and I, stopped going, and it just got easier every time to fall out of the habit. So now I just kind of go sporadically, but I need to change that. What about you?
Well, that's not bad. Well, you didn't tell me what your New Year's resolutions for this year are. You said what they were for last year.
I'm continuing on. I'm just reaffirming the things that I want to be doing.
Okay. I have 2. So one of them, like a week and a half ago, I have like a exercise bike in the house, and I was like, okay, I need to start biking, right? Same with everybody else. We all have to start working out more. And so I just got on the bike and I just kind of biked, and it was 14 minutes and 10 seconds. And I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm getting off. That's fine. So I decided every day I'm going to do 10 seconds more. So that was like a week and a half ago. Today I did 15 minutes and 30 seconds because I've gone up 10 seconds every day. So I'm going to, I guess that'd be my New Year's resolution. I'd like to still be doing that a year from now. And that would mean I'd be at somewhere like 66 minutes every day or 67 minutes, 52 weeks. So, hopefully I can do that. And then my other resolution that I'm not going to end up doing, that's my resolution I'm really going to try to do. My resolution that I'm not going to end up doing is it would be nice if I could start my Marion homework for my classes that I'm taking before the day before the assignments due. Because the assignments are always due on Sunday, so every Saturday or Sunday I get on and I do everything I had to do for the entire week all on the last day. It'd be nice if I stopped doing that, but, I haven't had to pay for it yet, so I'm probably just going to keep doing that.
Yeah,
but it's my resolution to not.
Right, yeah. Grad school can wait. At least you're riding your bike.
Exactly. That is more important. You shouldn't say it like that. Exercising is more important.
Exercising is very important. I
have to ride my bike.
I'm just being a goober. You said it's a stationary bike. It's in your house, right?
Yes.
Why don't you just can you put your book up there and read it, or is that too much?
It's like stuff at the computer. Most of the work I have to do is like stuff at the computer.
Makes sense.
So,
well, cool.
Yeah. Some good resolutions.
Yeah.
Webheads, tell us what your resolution is. That'd be fun to read about.
Comment on the Instagram page because we need to get some more action over there.
That tells me you need to update it more because
I do. I need to update right now when I get off.
I get action on our YouTube page, and our YouTube page gets like nowhere near the views that like the actual podcast gets because nobody goes and does it on YouTube, of course, because why would they if they can do it like Spotify or Apple Music? So if the YouTube account is getting like comments, then it means you should probably be more active on Instagram because it seems like it's easier to comment on Instagram than it would be on YouTube, but maybe not. I don't know.
I find it funny that it's like that's your baby and this is my baby, and it's not like
I'm like we share the same show.
Baby.
I still haven't put up our last 2 episodes on YouTube. She just did before this started. You saw me do it, so.
It's funny, we post episodes every Sunday, always have, but then I'll like wait a couple days and, just to get another bump in listens, I'll post on Wednesday. Hey, the episode's up now. And then you'll go and you'll actually see the bump happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then on Mondays, I post on the Spider-Man subreddit, and there'll be like maybe a little bump there.
Well, you got to do it like door-to-door sales. You can't just be like, oh, there's fiber in your area. Oh, there's a new episode up. Oh, there's a new episode up. What was your favorite part of it?
You're right, yeah.
You got to learn how to get some engagement here. Ask questions.
You know what, John? This is why you were my mentor in that job. And
don't say that because you just told me you lost your apartment. You made such little money. I wasn't a very good mentor, apparently.
Okay, well, it didn't pay off then, but it's going to now.
Yep. Yeah. In our podcast, in our 2024 podcast bump.
Dude, I bet our old boss would be laughing about that just as hard as we are right now.
Probably.
He'd be like, look, guys, this is what happens when you don't stick with it. These guys just weren't built out. They just weren't built for management.
That's what he probably would say that.
What are they doing now? They're running a Spider-Man podcast.
Yeah, I'll see them again pretty soon. I'll get to see all those guys again pretty soon. Like Mikey at Mikey's wedding. And it will be funny because everyone that's going to be there is an owner that's probably all doing insanely well. And then it will be me because, I'm a Catholic school teacher who makes the littlest amounts of money ever. And I'll be like, no, I'm really glad I didn't keep doing this. You guys all make $500,000 a year doing nothing. No, I'm psyched I dropped out of this.
You know what's funny
I'm glad I'm not doing a door-to-door sales scam anymore.
When you first said, I'll be seeing all those guys again soon, I thought, why is AT&T burying fiber optics in your neighborhood?
Yeah, a new one comes by every day.
That's funny. All right, man. You got anything else?
Should we call it? No, I don't. Feel like I had something to say there, but anyway.
Hey everyone, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, webheads. Thanks for listening and sticking with us all year, and thanks for listening and sticking with us in 2004 also. And thank 2004. You so much. 2024.
Holy
good catch, Zach. Hey, it happens once an episode, folks, just like it did a year ago. Thank you to Ian Hickey for the music and Alyssa Seaman for our artwork, who might be on the next episode with us, a bonus Doctor Who episode, but she might not. She has to watch the episodes. Zach, get her on this.
I'll try and bully her into it.
Yep. And thank you all for listening and leaving us a review and a comment. Go leave us a review if you haven't. It takes 2 seconds, right? Click a little button. Right now. I just gave them all so much time, Zach. We should be coming into 2024 with a lot of 5-star reviews here. And you guys can find us on the First Read Ultimate Spider-Man podcast on Spotify or Apple Music or anywhere else you can find the podcast. And you can come and chat with us and leave us a comment on Instagram at First Read Podcast, or send us an email at firstreadspidey@gmail.com, or find us on YouTube, First Read Ultimate Spider-Man Podcast. See you next year.